No. Okay. Why?
Why?
Why did you guys hurt your mom?
I would never hurt my mom.
Okay, sweetheart,
She felt like if you killed the mom, then that's the only way she could do
I
it.
truly didn't believe that nobody would believe me if I told anyone.
What happened with your mom that night?
I don't know what happened with my mom at all.
Okay, you just listen to me, okay, sweetheart?
And I want to start off with saying things are not always as they appear.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this here video, what we're going to look at is one of, if not the most famous case of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Munchausen syndrome by proxy is a condition where a caregiver gives the appearance of multiple health issues to another person simply for, like attention and sympathy. Dee Blanchard looked after her very ill daughter, Gypsy Rose, until one day in 2015, Mama Dee was found dead by stab wounds. And when the police discovered this, there was no sign of her daughter, Gypsy Rose, who had every illness in the book. Or did she? This is the case of Dee and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Dee and Gypsy Rose lived together in a small bungalow in Springfield, Missouri, and they were well liked by the local community by all accounts. Dee was 48 years old. She was known to be a lovely, generous, friendly woman, and was a full-time carer for Gypsy Rose, her teenage daughter. Gypsy Rose didn't have much luck.
So where are you going today?
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist for my teeth.
And we'll be back.
And we'll be back soon.
Not yet.
She was confined to a wheelchair, had an oxygen tank, suffered from, according to Dee, a litany of ailments: leukemia, muscular dystrophy, epilepsy, asthma, eye problems, brain damage. You name it, she probably had it. She had to be homeschooled, her conditions were so severe. Poor girl. Wink.
I remember my mom had gave me this little glass house, and she said, one day this will be real. And now it finally is.
Gypsy Rose's father was, apparently, a real piece of shit. Wasn't around an alcoholic drug abuser who made fun of his daughter's conditions. Their house had been built by Habitat for Humanity, specially built for poor Gypsy. It had a ramp up to the front door, a jacuzzi tub to help her. They were pitied by the local community, as you can imagine. They went on funded trips to Disney World,
Cinderella's castle, eating some royal mashed potatoes.
and met Miranda Lambert through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Had to Google Miranda Lambert. Never heard of her.
You don't know me from Adam.
So things were going, I guess you could say. They were well liked, and they needed just some extra help from those around them.
Thank you, Miss Ruby. And I always said, you're the reason I was born to be your mama.
But Dee and Gypsy were in a tough situation, but never without a smile. Heartwarming story. Until June 2015, when this post went up on Dee's Facebook page. Swiftly followed by this one. Friends and neighbours, as you can imagine, started freaking out. And so the police were notified and called to the abode. When the police entered the home that night, they found poor, loving mother Dee Blanchard dead as hell, stabbed to death, and she had been laying there for several days, and Gypsy was gone. Who would do this to this poor, innocent family who inspired nothing but feelings of pity and love? Gypsy herself was, brain damaged and confined to a wheelchair, so she couldn't have left herself, and who would take Gypsy Rose and do God knows what with her? The police immediately opened an investigation. Then, a young woman named Aaliyah Woodmansey approached the police. She told them a secret Gypsy had told her, which may be a valuable lead. Gypsy? She had a secret boyfriend. Aaliyah was very close to Gypsy, though they were rarely left alone together, as Dee Dee was always by Gypsy's side. And so Gypsy would communicate with Aaliyah via a secret Facebook account. There she told Aaliyah she had met a man on a Christian singles site, and they'd fallen in love. Dee Dee was, of course, unaware. His name was Nicholas Godejohn. They'd been communicating with each other for over 2 years, and he knew and didn't care about her myriad of maladies. And so, gaining access to these messages, the police were able to trace Nicholas Godejohn's IP address to Big Bend, Wisconsin. There was a short standoff, and Nicholas surrendered. Gypsy was with him, thankfully unharmed. She was returning home, safe.
We have located Gypsy in another state. She is okay. We do have another person of interest in custody.
But
Specify at the beginning of this press conference that this is an ongoing investigation. And I want to start off with saying things are not always as they appear. Both Facebook postings that appeared that everyone has copies of were authored by Gypsy. I want to make a statement to use caution in donating money to this family at this time, as we have unearthed the appearance of a long financial fraud scheme along with this tragic event. It appears, as you all know, when we put out the age of Gypsy, it appears that there is several date of births that have been used over a period of time. We also know that she can walk without assistance or a wheelchair, and she can do that very well. We are at a point now that the prosecutor has filed charges this morning for first-degree murder on 2 suspects.
yeah, here comes the fall. She walked out of Nicholas's house. No wheelchair, no oxygen tank, no real illnesses at all. Nothing was wrong with Gypsy Rose. It's a miracle. Gypsy would tell police there was nothing wrong with her. Never had been. Her mother had been committing fraud all these years, and although Dee Dee was now dead, people believe she had Munchausen syndrome by proxy. She essentially invented illnesses for Gypsy, and Gypsy told the police everything that had been done to her, and that Nicholas and her murdered Dee Dee.
How's the sandwich?
Oh, it's very delicious.
I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that. Hey, Gypsy, is this Stan? Hi, Gypsy. Let you guys talk. I'm Detective Hancock. I'm with the Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. You all right? Good. Good. All right. Well, Gypsy, I'm here and I'm going to get a little bit of information from you. So, since this is the first time I've ever met you, okay? So.
Okay, so she can actually walk.
Yep.
And stand and do everything.
Yep.
But her mom wanted her to use the wheelchair and pretend like she was 16.
Yeah, 16 and disabled this.
Okay, so what would she do to pretend like she's disabled?
Oh gosh, I can't even answer that question because I've only been around her one time when she was in her wheelchair,
Okay,
and other than that one time,
so she can walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So when she was with you this whole time, she hasn't had to have a wheelchair.
nope.
She can walk upstairs,
Yep.
walk downstairs.
Walk downstairs, upstairs.
Okay. Okay. So, all right.
Well, Gypsy, we are here investigating something, so I do need to talk with you about some things, okay?
I'm thankful because I have no idea why I'm here.
Okay.
Nobody will tell me anything.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's kind of why we're here, to kind of help you out with that, okay? So, what I've got to talk to you about, if you're involved in this, then you need to tell me that now, okay?
I'm completely 100% honest.
And let me talk for just a second, okay? But if you're involved in this, then you need to be honest with me. You need to tell me now and not wait till later. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I guess she's your girlfriend, Gypsy's your
Yeah, she
girlfriend.
is. Yeah, she is.
And you love her?
Oh, do whatever.
You love her a lot?
I was bummed my eyes out waiting for this moment where I can talk to you
Okay.
because I was so worried about her.
You need to be honest with me. And if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me. Okay. Your mom's dead. Okay. Now, what I want to ask you is, your mom's passed away. Okay, and she's deceased. All right. Now, what I want to ask you Did you have involvement in this? Okay.
Yeah. I think she loves you too. You know, we spoke to her and for a long time. And I'm kind of thinking maybe she loves you a little more than you love her, because you're sitting here telling me things that I know aren't true. And then she's sitting here telling me things that are true. And if you really love her, I don't think you would want her in that situation, okay? The situation that she's in right now.
Just listen to me, okay, sweetheart? You know what happened to your mom, okay? You know exactly. Sweetheart, listen to me. Let's not go down that road.
Oh, okay. Why didn't nobody know she could walk?
Her mom wanted everyone thinking that she's like 16 the entire time. So, yeah, she felt kind of trapped.
They want to know why.
Things very, very clearly. You think that it's me? Why would you think that it's me? I have always thought my mom and I are best friends.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Can you tell me this first?
Okay.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay. So Gypsy knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she felt it was her only way to be with me.
Okay. She felt like if you killed the mom, then that's the only way she could be with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where you're at with that. I think that you're stressing your life because your mom wanted you to stay so little all the time. Finally got to a boiling point, and you just said, you know what? I'm done. You know, no matter what, Mom, I'm going to go with my boyfriend. I'm going to do whatever I want now. You made a decision, okay? But we need to get to why this happened to your mom. Why did this happen?
I don't know.
Has Gypsy asked you to kill anyone else?
No.
Okay. She just wants you to kill her mom.
Yes.
Okay. And how did Gypsy ask you to do that? Did she ask you to do that in a text message, on a Facebook, or in person, or something different?
Well, it was more than once. I mean, you had Facebook. We would talk about it on there. We would talk about it even on Texas.
Okay. And what kind of things would Gypsy tell you that she wanted you to do?
She wanted. The thing is that I know she loves her mom a lot. I know she does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You do know why it happened, okay?
I don't know why it happened.
Let me tell you something. I walked out that door.
Did she have a heart attack? She was
Hey,
sick.
look at me. We're not going to play those games. I'm not going to do that. So why do you think they did this?
I didn't say he did it.
Sweetheart, I already know. I've already talked to people, okay? And right now,
He said that he hated my mom, but because my mom didn't want us to be together.
The only reason I did it is because I did it for me and her. That's the real reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done it if somebody else would have asked?
No.
Okay.
There's no way I would have did it for anyone else.
Okay, so you just
I
did.
truly do worship her to the point there's nothing I want to do for her.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think you've proved that, right?
Yes.
I think that you've proved that you do what she asked you to do, if that's the case, if she did ask you.
Yeah, she did ask me.
Okay. And she asked you more than once?
He killed my mom.
just your mom.
Did you have sex with Dee?
No.
You didn't stick your penis anywhere on her?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Positive?
I'm 100% positive.
Okay. Did you stick your penis in her mouth?
Nope.
Okay. Did your penis touch anywhere on Dee's body?
Nope.
You didn't know what his intentions were with your mom?
I was kind of afraid of him, so I thought I'd give him time to cool off, I guess. And then I heard all the screaming, and I was so scared that I just covered my ears. And I just crawled up in a little corner.
So did you kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did you help
No, sir.
Nicholas kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did she ask you why you were here?
She asked me more than once because what happened was, at first she wanted, because the thing was is that she wanted to do it herself, but she was too, what's the word? Not cautious. It's I guess skittish is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
She didn't want to actually do it.
Okay.
Did you have knowledge that Nicholas was going to kill your mom before he did it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sit tight for me, okay?
In June of 2015, were you in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Did Nick know you were in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Why were you in a wheelchair in June of 2015?
Because my mother forced me to be in one.
you know why you were forced to be in a wheelchair?
No, sir, she just forced me to be in one.
And how long had you been in a wheelchair as of June of 2015?
Since probably I was about 8 years old.
Gypsy Rose was born in 1991, shortly after her parents separated. They didn't separate, by the way, because her dad, Rod, was a piece of shit. He just realized he had gotten married for the wrong reasons. Gypsy Rose was born a healthy baby, but Dee Dee thought she might have sleep apnea. After multiple tests by doctors coming back negatory, Dee Dee continued with the ill kid routine. Dee Dee told doctors that Gypsy had seizures every couple of months, so they put her on anti-seizure medications. Dee Dee insisted to doctors that her daughter had muscular dystrophy, even after tests proved she didn't. She had surgery on her eyes after Dee Dee said she had eye issues. Gypsy's teeth rotted out and had to be extracted. So why didn't doctors pick this up earlier? I mean, this is child abuse. Well, at one point before they moved to Missouri, Dee Dee and Gypsy lived in Louisiana when Hurricane Katrina hit. And so most of Gypsy's medical records were destroyed, or at least that's what Dee Dee said. So essentially giving her free rein to make up whatever illnesses for Gypsy she wanted to, and she didn't, need evidence to back it up. The medical records are destroyed, but she has cancer, is brain damaged, has like a million things wrong with her, so charity.
Did you and your mother obtain any kind of advantage by you being in a wheelchair?
Yes, sir.
What kind of advantage did you obtain?
Financial, attention, charity.
Gypsy didn't even know her own age. When she was 18, Dee Dee told her she was 14. Dee Dee, at least once, forged her birth cert, saying she was born in 95 rather than 91.
Was there a time between when you first were put in a wheelchair and June of 2015 that you figured out that you really didn't need to be in a wheelchair?
Yes.
When was that?
I always knew that I didn't need the wheelchair.
And how did you know that?
Because I could walk.
What illnesses did you believe you had?
Cancer. Muscular dystrophy. I needed glasses. I needed hearing aids. Seizure disorder. And I can't remember what else.
And when did you figure out that you weren't actually sick?
I started to piece things together when I was about 19 years old. Then I didn't understand the full extent of how healthy I was until after I got arrested.
So even at the time, even as of June of 2015, you still believed you had some of the illnesses?
Yes, sir.
Gypsy did actually try run away from Dee Dee before, more than once in fact. One time was at a convention, where she met a man she knew online, but Dee Dee quickly found her.
What happened when your mother figured out where you were?
She took me back home. She smashed my computer and my cell phone. She chained me to a bed for 2 weeks.
Other physical abuse as a result of running away other than what you already told the jury?
Yes.
What other abuse?
Hitting, punching, starvation.
Why did you not tell doctors that you knew you could walk or you didn't believe yourself to be ill during the time that you were doing this?
I didn't think that anyone would believe me. I thought they would eventually tell my mom, and that would make my home life even worse for me. I feared her more than I feared anyone else.
Rod, Gypsy's father, he remarried and had another family, and he never knew the lie. He continued to always send monthly child support gifts. Whatever they wanted or needed, he would send to look after what he thought was his extremely sick daughter. And the first time Rod saw his daughter walk was on a news report on Gypsy's arraignment hearing in Wisconsin. Both Gypsy and Nick were charged with first-degree murder. After it came to light how Dee Dee had been abusing Gypsy, sympathy for Dee Dee as the victim of a violent murder moved to Gypsy, who had suffered for many years. The death penalty was not sought for either Gypsy or Nicholas. As the investigation into the crime continued, it turned up text messages between Gypsy and Nicholas that appeared to discuss and plan Dee Dee's death. Prosecutors also said they found social media evidence of Gypsy directly asking Nicholas to kill her mother.
Gypsy, I am Daddy just as a backup. If it doesn't go right, run out of the house as fast as you can, hun. Defendant, baby, there is no other option. He is going to finish her no matter what. That is how he is. Gypsy, okay, darling, he is brave. I respect and admire that. Smiley face. Honey, you forgot though, he is ruthless, and his hatred of her will force her to die, honey. You'll enjoy it, baby. Heart. Defendant. After we do that, sweetheart, I'll hold you like the baby girl of mine that you are. Heart. Gypsy. And we will be happy soon after this night. We never bring it up. Gypsy. I just want to say this. Thank you. You're my hero, Heart, and I will never leave you. I'm staying with you for eternity.
At some point, you decided to kill your mother. Is that correct?
Yes.
When was that?
Thoughts of it started a year prior to the murder actually happening.
Whose idea was it to kill your mother?
Mine.
Why did you want to kill your mother?
Because I wanted to be free of her hold on me.
Gypsy's defense attorney secured a plea bargain to second-degree murder for Gypsy. In July 2015, she accepted the plea bargain agreement and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Nicholas still faced more severe charges, as prosecutors said he initiated the murder plot, and both he and Gypsy agreed that he was the one who actually killed Dee Dee. In January 2017, his trial was postponed when prosecutors requested a second psychiatric exam. His lawyers contended that he has an IQ of 82 and is on the autism spectrum. In December 2017, the judge set Nicholas's trial for November 2018. At opening arguments, prosecutors alleged that Nicholas Godejohn had deliberated for over a year before the crime. Prosecutors showed jurors sexually explicit text messages that Gypsy and Nicholas shared in the week before the murder, as well as the knife he had used. In some of the texts, he asked for details about Dee Dee's room and sleeping habits. After deliberating for approximately 2 hours, the jury returned with the verdict, and Nicholas was found guilty of first-degree murder and armed criminal action. In February 2019, he was sentenced to life in prison. Well, the prosecutors knew that what Dee Dee had done to Gypsy was horrific, so they didn't seek the death penalty, but they had murdered someone, so can't really sweep that one under the rug. It's such a strange case. Although Dee Dee was the murdered woman, it's impossible not to have endless sympathy for Gypsy, for being forced to grow up under her, being subject to surgery that she didn't need, endless medications, having her teeth taken out of her head because of something that didn't exist. Her mother, Dee Dee, was just, I don't know, had a mental condition. This was a horrific case of child abuse, and I think the death of Dee Dee was the only way this could have ended. She never would have let go of Gypsy. I just hope that in prison Gypsy's getting the treatment she definitely needs after a childhood like that. Although she is engaged to a man who began writing to her after watching a HBO documentary about the case. So she's moving on up. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to watch some more of my videos, please work away and subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you as always real soon in the next video. Mike out.